Okay, good evening, everybody. I will call to order the regular meeting of the Hill Saybrook Wetlands and Water Courses Commission. It is April 16th, 2026, at 7 p.m. Present, we have myself, Colin Heffernan, like Chairman, Anna Gabori, Jake Kulik, Peter Dolisa, Mark Caldarella, Greg Gernhardt, and we have Dennis in. No Dennis. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I don't think we need to see any alternates, do we?
You don't have to.
Okay, all right, then we won't, where'd everyone go? Okay. All right, we have, continued public hearing has been withdrawn, for 26-001 at 0 Middlesex Turnpike. That application was withdrawn for request of the applicant.
Yes, it was.
So, okay, we will wait to see if we file something for us. Okay, moving on to new business, 26-002. Ziegler, application to conduct a regulated activity, I hope I pronounced that name right. At 9-19 Pin Street, map 36, grading and removal of vegetation from parking and vehicle storage within the water review area. Owner LKZ Properties LLC, agent/owner Brian Ziegler. Mr. Ziegler.
Well, Mr. Ziegler is not here. He said he's gonna be here, so I'm James, for the record, I'm James Sipperly. I'm a certified soil scientist. And I delineated the wetlands in the rear of the property. I just visited the site today, just to get an update. As you well know, he inadvertently did some clearing and some grading within the 100-foot upland review area. He didn't realize he needed to do that. There's a map prepared by Ken Bacard. It took a while for the survey to get out there because of the schedule, but it was submitted. He submitted an application. I'm happy to report that there's no impact to the wetlands at all. When he graded the area, he made like a 3-foot berm that is about 50 feet away from the existing wetland line. So everything it's a relatively flat site, so there's no erosion. What he'd like to do is continue to clean up the property. There's tires, there's trailers, there's some abandoned cars. It's basically like a lot of junk. I believe the property is up for sale and he gets an offer, so he's very anxious to clean it up, regrade everything and leave it alone. One of my recommendations would probably be right at that berm area, leave it. It's an earthen berm. It's not, there's no, debris in that. What I would recommend is maybe planting some shrubs in front of the berm to kind of act as a buffer for the future property owner, knowing that, you can't go any further than that.
It's the berm defined on the site plan here.
It's
not showing. Yeah.
No. It's well, yeah, it's kind of not really. It's kind of like right where the 10-foot contour line is right there. He shows like a little bit of a higher area, so that is the berm right there. When I did the delineation from wetland flag 6, I taped it back with 100-foot tape, and I put a stake. It actually says right there the limit of the 100-foot inland wetland area. That's the line. That's where the flag was that I put there as a basis. So that's the 10-foot berm, that little berm right there.
Well, where is the berm?
The 10-foot.
Right next to the
10-foot contour.
Right there, that's it.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
right
exactly. Yeah.
A little mound?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Are you Ziegler or-
Yeah.
Okay.
Currently trees like here.
What's the lateral extent of that? Does it go from the property line
It's all just.
to the north?
Open, this area is just open.
Yes, yes.
Well,
He was saying-
Oh, I got, let's have one question at a time, so we can
Exactly, yeah, I understand.
follow along. Thanks.
What was your question, sir? I'm sorry.
what's the lateral extent of this berm? I mean, I'm
Oh.
looking at 2 property lines.
Yeah, no, it's just the limit of, it's what's shown. I don't have a scale on me, but it's 20 feet,
Yeah.
so it's probably 20 feet. Just the limit of what's shown there, the 10-foot.
The 9 foot or the 10 foot?
10 foot high, it goes to 9 foot, that's the berm.
Okay, so for the 10 foot, so the whole, so it's essentially the oval is the 9 foot is the berm we're talking about?
Yeah,
Okay, but not the 8 foot.
Well, it's not really quite clear, so I would, it's not that wide now, it's only like about a 20 foot berm,
Okay,
yeah.
okay, Linda, you had a question?
No, I was just figuring out that the trees are all back here and this is all just sort of open area.
It's an open gravel
Yeah.
parking area that he wanted
Just
to
clearing out,
expand, that he cleared out.
That's a question that I had. We see on his application, he says he's looking to expand the parking area. Where is he looking to, is that gravel area? Where on the map is the parking area, proposed parking area?
Yeah, I see what you're saying, he doesn't show, Ken didn't show where the limit of the existing parking area is on there.
The existing,
Gravel.
I'm sort of more interested in the new area, the parking area than the existing.
Right.
So, all right, if you look at the limit of the 100 foot upland review area, okay?
Yeah,
He expanded towards the berm 50 feet, and that's the limit. The berm is the limit of what he extended for the parking area.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
so that makes sense on what the depth is, but where does it start? Right.
It starts right at the King Street. It extends all the way down past the 50 foot upland review area to that existing berm. That's what he cleared.
And then he wants all of that to be parking area?
Yeah,
I think that everything you say makes sense, but it's words. I'm an engineer. Show me the complete drawing.
well, yeah,
Because we have to act on what disturbance is gonna go on in the upland area, and this doesn't show any of that yet.
Yeah,
That's what I don't doubt that it's suitable to do that, but the
yeah.
site plan's gonna have to be modified and resubmitted.
Listen, I'm not looking to make that additional parking. I have enough parking.
Can you just, for the record, say who you are and everything like that?
Yeah, Brian Ziegler, I mean, this thing got blown way out of proportion as far as I'm concerned. I'm not looking for any additional, I'm not doing anything on it, on that piece of property. It was property that was cleared before, before I even owned it. It was just stuff that overgrew, that one of my guys just, cleared it, but, I used to keep it weed whacked, so I don't really need it to be anything, but, I'm not looking to do anything on that property, actually.
So, Mr. Ziegler, what they're asking is, they show the building, the gravel area here, and you extended, maybe I could just put this out.
Well, before we get to that, so a couple of things that I kind of want to get through. One is the map is the map, and we'll talk about that. But your application, and it's so we're not saying, by the way, we don't want you to do this, or we're saying you can't do it or anything. But just when we're looking at what we're doing tonight is looking at the application and determining if the application is complete, so that next meeting we can have a vote on it. What I'm seeing is that your application says that you want to, and I'm looking at paragraph 6 of your application. It says, state the purpose and proposed use of description of the proposed activity. It says to expand an existing parking area for additional parking and vehicle storage. Placement of clean fill and removal of vegetation within the 100-foot upland review area. So I'm focused right now on that first part, where you say you want to expand the existing parking area for additional parking and vehicle storage. Where on the map is that, so that we can see? We're not saying you can't do it, we're not saying we did any problem. We just need to know what it is.
So,
Well, see, this is another thing, is, I'm pretty sure this is all for nothing, because I think I'm selling the property.
Okay.
And I think what they wanna do on the property is totally different.
Okay.
So I think what they're thinking, the new people that are interested, is coming in and doing the whole thing and, knocking that building down, building a new building, all that kind of stuff. So I think they wanna invest some money onto that property.
So I think that what you might wanna do is make a decision between now and our next meeting. As to if you want to, if none of this is gonna happen, and you're not gonna do it because you're selling the property and they got their own ideas, you can just withdraw the application and we don't have to worry about it.
Right.
If you do decide that you want to move forward, say the sale falls through, or you decide not to sell, or it's not gonna happen yet, whatever. And you do decide that you want to do what you listed in your application. On the map, we'll need to see on the map, we'll need to see exactly where you wanna put this stuff.
Okay, so. Maybe we can do that now, because I don't wanna do anything on that property. The only thing I have is I have some piles.
Okay.
Which I didn't even dump there, okay? We're there. I just wanna spread them piles. Over that ground. That's all I wanna do. I'm not looking to do anything else, but there's some piles, and I think, somebody's seen them piles.
Yeah, but I think we're here because of the violation.
They were there.
Violation.
Okay, I didn't put them there. And I just wanna spread them piles out, is all I wanna do.
Yeah, I think you just have to show on the map where you want to spread them.
I'm gonna spread them right where they are, and that's way before where he put the flag.
But we still need to see it because it's in the 100 upland review area. So we just need to know, because there's a good chance that there is no impact to the wetlands, but you are in the review area, so that's why we're here discussing it. We just have to double, triple check to make sure that the wetlands will stay protected.
Exactly,
So
so,
that,
So I'll just take a step back. The reason we're here is because there was a violation on this property and the neighboring property. The material was spread, vegetation was removed, and I believe the application was to address the activity that already took place. The parking lot was already expanded, the vegetation's already been removed, and the soil's already been spread. There's been grading back here. So I think we're here to address that violation with this application. And if Mr. Ziegler wants to keep some of that parking area, then the application would address that too. One other thing is, you can see where it's been cleared by the squiggly line. Extends onto the neighboring property. If anything is going to be done on that property, their permission needs to be obtained.
Well, nothing's gonna be done, and we're not near the neighbor's property. And nothing's gonna be done over there anyway, so.
Well, the survey shows that the clearing extended onto that neighboring property.
That was already cleared like that. I didn't do that. I bought the property like that. There's nothing that I did over there. That's how I bought the property.
okay.
but
Go ahead.
for the record, so I do agree with Lynette, that we're here because he did work within the upland review area that wasn't regulated by a permit. So he did that work. We're trying to remediate that by submitting that application and having him being authorized to remove the rest of the junk and tires that are there. If the new property owner wants to do something different, that's a whole nother situation.
Right.
We're here now with you in front of the commission to resolve the little work that you did 50 feet within the upland review area. So that's why you were here for a permit, and I think I tried to explain that to you.
Right.
So you know that. And so we have a legitimate application. Like Lynette said, it's to rectify the work that was already done by expanding a little bit of the grading within the 50-foot, well, within the 100-foot upland review area, 50 feet in.
From where?
The limit of if you see that line, again, the dotted line, upland review area, right, regulated area is what you call it.
Yes. From
From there, going back to the berm, which is the 10-foot berm, that's the area that he kind of disturbed within that little tree line area. I can, you kind of like, you throw it in like right here. This is the area that he graded down, and the wetlands are down way back here.
Yeah.
So that's the situation that we're in right now. If I had a recommendation, I'd recommend that you accept the application tonight, and we'll get Mr. Picard to kind of clarify that line where the grading was done, so you can see it a little more clear. And this is the first time I've seen this map, by the way, too, so. we can make it clear.
Okay.
You could, as a formality, to have the card sign it and put the seal on it.
There's probably a record copy that did that, right?
Well, Matt, what is our procedure? Well, I guess we have revised maps all the time.
I think there's one signed copy.
Yeah.
We have revised maps come in fairly frequently after you've accepted applications, but.
We do have revised maps but if you're determining whether this application is complete. Then we'll have to go with this one.
Yeah,
That's all we have.
I mean, you have to determine that based on this one sometimes.
yeah, this is the record map that we filed with the application, so accept that, and now you're telling us that you want more clarity. And have it revised for the next meeting, so you hopefully can act on it, and we can have the surveyor survey that line in a lot clearer, because it is not clear.
You guys had any other notes that are explanatory, so it's clear what's going on and what's planning.
Yeah.
It's perfectly legitimate.
Yeah, and just for the record, I feel compelled to tell you, I'm the wetland agent for the city of Middletown. I've been here for 28 years, so I do when that does. I also do the same thing in Portland as their wetland agent, and I'm on the Boswell Wetland Commission, so I understand the whole process, and we'll get that to you. All right, we'll get that to you.
So I will move that we accept the application and determine that the activities are not significant. We can take your next meeting, with the caveat that in order to vote favorably on anything, we need the detail. You know, exactly what's being proposed.
Yeah, it's not clear.
One other item in the application, under item, it had this estimated, not call it, the time of completion, 2 days. You want to hamstring yourself to just 2 days?
Yeah, really, basically what it is it's the removal of all the junk that's there, and some minor grading. 2 days is plenty.
We just don't want to get picky about it, but if you say 2 days and you're out there 4 days.
Yeah, well, that's a matter of enforcement, but, yeah, I know, 2 days is all, it's only gonna probably take 6 hours, to be honest with you.
Clarify if there's any additional vegetation removal, because the application did say vegetation removal.
Is it simple?
Well, it's,
Or is that the retroactive?
Those are what clever experience.
yeah, it's in the peripheral upland area. We can clarify that too. Yeah, we.
Lynette, you have,
I have a question. You talked about removing some of the junk that's in the property, some debris and such. What would you be removing that with? Would you need
Probably
equipment to go there?
a little loader. There's a little loader that's there right now. I would
So-
imagine,
How far back are you going?
your application says small backhoe.
well, a loader, small backhoe, it's synonymous.
From the,
not
within
safe.
the upland review area?
Within the upland review area, yeah, within the upland review area, yeah. There's some tires,
Those were all left there on the property.
Yeah, I
We
know,
just
but-
want to get them out.
I know, but our concern though, sir, so within the upland review area, sort of that this gets kind of, I mean, are we talking 90 feet into the upland review area, or are we talking 10 feet into the upland review area? Because that'll determine if you're gonna take a backhoe back there, the closer you get to the wetland, the more we want stuff removed by hand.
well, it's all, I wish, well, maybe you guys can.
That's not a problem to remove it by hand. The only thing that we use in that machine there is just to spread out those piles. I think you've seen them, right? Those piles there, that's it. That's it. And he's right, 2 days is more. We're just gonna clean up the stuff that we pulled out of all that area and that's it.
Okay, so what I think that what we'll need is. We're gonna, I'm going to make a motion, subject to the vote of the commission here, to approve the application to accept the application as complete. With the understanding that the map that's provided needs a lot more detail, the lines of the issues that we've just discussed.
Yep.
So the more detail that you get this map as to what you wanna do, the more likely it is that we can decide that we are okay with what you wanna do, depending on what it is, and the faster we can get this done. If that property is for sale, it would behoove you to make sure that this map comes in clear in case your buyers want this violation cleared before they move.
So that's part of the problem as well.
Of course,
Right.
yeah.
Yes.
So-
You could title clearing.
They wanna move on it, and
Yeah.
now, I told them that I thought it was gonna be tonight, but now you're saying it's gonna be another month.
I understand the frustration, but the map just doesn't have the information that we need on it.
Yeah, it needs more detail. I agree.
Yes.
Sure, specified it.
Yeah.
I don't think we need to specify in the motion. I think that the applicant understands the sort of detail we're looking.
Yes, 100%.
Okay, so I move that we accept the application as complete, that the activity is not significant. And that, and that's what we need to act on tonight, right? So, all in favor?
Need a second.
Second. Thank you. For the second, Peter, any discussions? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any opposed? One opposition? Any extension?
Opposed, yes.
Hearing none, the motion as complete carries. Get the stuff in so that we can hopefully act on it.
Just for, if you're a new member of the.
Yeah.
Not familiar with the process. When an application is submitted for the first time, they can't act on it because it's a statutory time frame. So, in case someone wants to appeal anything, so if they accept it, then you have to wait for the next month. So that's why. Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. All right, thank you, everybody. Regular business. All set? Okay, has everyone had a chance to take a look at the minutes?
Yes.
And
I
what?
reviewed it, they seem to be complete.
Very good, thank
I'll make a
you.
motion to accept the minutes from the March 19th meeting.
Second. There you go, get a second from Mark. Any discussion? Anybody else catch anything? Hearing nothing, all in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Any abstentions? Abstention. Thank you very much. We have one abstention. Here, abstention from Greg. And, all right, but motion carries. Committee representative and staff reports. Anybody from conservation, zoning, EDC, talk about? Anything going on? Anything covered?
Pretty much from the notes and zoning from our last meeting is continuation. We did approve Whispering Winds. We continued Hannaford. And we're in the thick of that 91 Sheffield.
You are.
Is the Sheffield property application still active or
Yes,
hasn't been active? It hasn't been active on yet.
it has not been. It's
Okay.
continued to our Monday meeting
Mm-hmm.
and more than likely it'll be continued again.
I apologize, for this. Hanford's is like the grocery store. is it?
No, I always pronounce it wrong. Hanford, which is on, Elm Street, right? Elm Street
I can.
Lane Street?
or Lynn,
And Elm, yeah,
on the corner. The
Okay.
apartment's on the other side of the street,
Okay.
behind TJ.
behind,
Yeah, thank you.
All right, anything from anybody else? All right, very good, then I think.
Wait, sorry.
Staff
I thought you were gonna ask me.
Of course, can't forget that. Any correspondence?
Okay, just a couple of quick things. On Saturday, May 16th, there's a map reading and mapping resources, workshop in person in Haddam, if anybody wants to go.
May 16th, you said?
May 16th, Saturday, May 16th. Yep.
Okay, so
So-
what time? So do you want to go?
9 AM to 12:30. For anybody who needs, little information about how to read maps. That's sponsored by Yukon Clear. And I also have a question for everybody. I know, Linda, you completed the deep training, the wetlands training. And Deep recommends that all commission members complete it. It's not a requirement, as long as I do and somebody else on the commission does, but we do get Sustainable Connecticut credit if 3 people attend the training, so that's just a little encouragement for anybody who wants to attend. Has anybody else done it? Did you do it, Anna?
I did.
Oh, you did.
A long time ago. but-
Okay, so if it's within the last 3 years, if it's from 2024 on, if we can use that for application, but, all right, so Anna, you did,
I did the legal refresher
okay. That
a
one,
year ago.
that's great.
When is the next one of those?
Just online.
So it's a self-paced course, yep, it takes a while, but,
It's say 8 hours, it's not.
All I'm gonna say is,
Alright, it took, well, I was taking handouts for the whole thing, it took me probably like 2
Yeah.
days-ish.
Okay, yeah.
My certificate.
Look at that.
You want that? You're right.
Suitable for Frank.
It's kind of fun,
you want to
actually.
see that? Pass it around. Oh, you didn't have to get it. I'll get it from you, like, you want me to? Oh, I can get it back to you. Okay.
Semi-board.
Okay, I will. I'll send the link to everybody, how
Yeah,
about
that's
that?
the easiest way. And it's on us.
And Anna, if you can get me, thank you, if you can get me your certificate or your email that they sent you,
If you can email it.
that'd be great.
And I think they kicked it out, absolutely.
And that's it.
Okay, very good. Well, I move to adjourn. All in favor?
Fine.
We're adjourned. Great job, everybody.